Right, so around 6, 7, 8 months ago, probably about 8 months ago, I bought an Odyssey pc680 lightweight battery. I fitted that into the boot of my Honda Civic with a wiring kit from the front to the back, and it's been there, it's been fine, up until the weather decided to turn into the minus degrees. I think we've had since probably knocking on the start of December. It's now the end of January. I've had probably about 5, 6 weeks where it's virtually been minus almost every day. I think the last couple of days are the only days it's actually got into the positives for a long time. I've had to scrape my car for work pretty much every day and when I finished work. So the Civic has actually just sat there and done nothing. Now this is because it actually has Yokohama AD08 RS tyres on, which are absolutely lethal in the ice. So I've been using my other car just to make sure I actually get to work and back fine. So the car's just been sat there for, it's probably been sat there for about 4 or 5 weeks, I'd say. Now beforehand, no matter what I did, the car started every time, no problems, never had any issue. I could leave it sitting for 2 or 3 weeks. It was never slow to start, never slow to turn over, it was absolutely fine. So I'm imagining that the minus weather has actually killed the battery and drained it. So I've got a solution for that, which is what I'm going to be doing today. But I'm also going to have a look through the instructions that came with the Odyssey battery. So this is why I'm going to do this anyway, as it's made my decision to put a battery isolator in. So my theory is that if the battery's isolated, it's not actually doing anything, it's not been used for anything, it should just maintain whatever charge was in it when I knocked it off for at least several months or a couple of months or whatever, at least a few weeks, it's able to start again. Because I'm unable to use a trickle charger to keep the battery charged at all times just because of where I live, it's just not possible. So let's have a look through the instructions that came with the Odyssey battery. I'm not sure if you can make that out on the camera, but on the spec sheet there you've got storage time in months versus temperature. So it says at 5 degrees the battery will last for 48 months. It doesn't mention anything about the negative degrees, so I'm assuming actually, if you can imagine, the storage time goes down as the temperature goes up. It's the same when it gets past that point, so it probably, as you get to the zeros, it probably does the same thing. It probably lasts less time. So if we're thinking 5 degrees, the battery can last for 48 months. So if I fit a battery isolator switch, hopefully it should last at least a few weeks to a month over winter until I start the car again. That is my plan anyway. So let's have a look at this tiny little battery isolator switch I got. This is from Motorbike Battery. And there it is there. It is genuinely tiny, and that's my hand and that's it there. So and all it's designed to do is, as you unscrew this blue part, it removes the connection from that point to that point. So off, screw it back down, makes the connection, it's back on again. It might look dead small, and well, it is dead small, but this is from Motorbike Battery, and these Odyssey batteries, which this is my brand new one, are very similar. So that there's the connection that needs to be making, and that there is the terminal hole. So as you can see, that's actually the perfect size for it, so that'll do the job ideal. The problem I've got here is though, it's got this little lip on there, which means it won't sit flush. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get my little junior hacksaw, I'm going to chop through that lip, make that so it sits flush, and then we can mount that on the battery, and then we can put the earth cable from there to earth it. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't really matter which side you put the battery isolator switch in. I notice most ones that they fit to cars seem to be on the positive side. I'm assuming that's because they've routed the cables from the front of the car to the back, and they're just putting it in line. Whereas I don't see why it can't go on the earth, because as soon as it's off, it's off. That's all that really matters to me. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on the earth. If anybody would like to tell me that there's a reason why it should go on the power, please do. And maybe I'll change it afterwards, but that's what I'm going to do today. So I'll get our little hacksaw, chop through that, make that flush fit on there, remove the old battery from the car, replace, put that on, wire it up, start the car up, make sure it runs. It's been a while since it's been running, to be honest. I did jump start it actually on a video that I did with a jump pack, which the jump pack was absolutely amazing, to be honest. So the car does run fine, just the battery isn't holding any charge at all. There's no battery light on, the voltage is fine, so the alternator is working fine, so it's just the battery, it's just not holding any charge. I am going to take the old battery off and try and charge it again, just to see if we can charge it, because there is a charging process for these batteries, it tells you in the instruction. I think you need a special battery charger or something like that, a slow charge or something. But hopefully I know someone that's got one, so we can at least try and revive it and use it, keep it as a spare if needed, or fit it to another car. But for now, we will just replace at great expense and isolate to the car. Getting quite good with my hacksawing. It's quite an accurate little cut, that. Happy stuff. So as you can see from that there, the boot light's pretty much dead, so this battery is completely flat. So the first thing I'll do is I'm going to remove this battery, get ready to replace it with that one. Make sure that these are the same way around. Yes, they are, so that's good. So I need a 4mm Allen key and then remove these wires. Now I just need to remove this from its cage. So I think these are 13s, I think. Yeah, 13s. I'll get that little cradle off, swap the batteries over, wire it back up again and fit that in the meantime. So new battery fitted. I've joined the earth cable onto the isolator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that bolt now, and I'm going to remove the isolator screw. Now I can connect that onto the battery, which should then be isolated. So when we come back in a second, that'll be attached on there. This will still be out. We should see that we've got no power, and then we'll check as we screw that in if we get power. All done, and this is out, and we have no power. So let's screw this in, and this should then make the connection and give us power. Isolator screwed in, we have power. Give that a quick turn. We have no power. Turn it again. We have power. Cool. So that's easy. And that should save my battery. Let's go check the car starts first, since I haven't done that. Car start, wicked. Sweet, that's the job well done. Thumbs